All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to continue working on this WD project. You saw in the last video we pulled the side rail off, checked on the hydraulic pump, see if we had any issues there. Did not see anything besides some dirt and junk down in there we're going to be cleaning out. But there's one other section of this that I really want to check out, and that's underneath the main shifting tower. So got a few things to get cleared off of there so that we can open that thing up and look inside. So let's get started. All right, so a lot of the side stuff that interferes with the shift tower has already been removed. Say side stuff's really just the battery box up here, and then some of the items that we need to take off of the side here still need to be done. So we're going to go ahead and get rolling with that. In order to do that, we're going to take off our bracket that holds the steering wheel and all of our levers for the throttle and the hydraulic pump. And then down on this end here, we've got a couple of pieces that we need to take loose. We'll take this rod off, and then that will allow this piece to slide out. And then on the other side here, we've already got the rod that runs down to the pump off yesterday. So we'll go ahead and just kind of work on that, get that knocked loose, pop out these 2 3/4 bolts right here, and then we should be able to take that whole steering mechanism and everything out. On the power steering pump, this is just slides in there, so there's nothing to take out of that. We'll just, when everything comes loose, it'll just come right out of this point. We do not need to drive that roll pin out. All right, so once we get that piece of it, we'll go on the other side. We've got that left foot plate for right above the clutch. We'll go ahead and pull that off so that we can get to the snap coupler release. And also that side plate right there needs to be moved out of the way in order for the shift tower to come up. If I'm not mistaken, when I did the 45 diesel, the shift cover kind of has to rotate this direction in order to get the shifting forks out of there. Reverse gear is down into the bottom on that right hand side as we're looking at it. Left hand side as you're sitting on the tractor. So we got to get that shifting fork up out of there, and I think to do it we'll just rotate it this way. So with that said, we may have to remove our clutch handle, which won't really be that big of a deal. We got a couple pins down there, and we'll get that thing out of the way. So all right, enough of that. We'll flop over to our time lapse and we'll get going. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull that top cover off. It's real important to make sure that you take air hose or something, just blow all the junk off around the sides of that before you open it up. So I've already done that, as you saw in the time lapse. So now we're just going to go ahead and pull that thing up off of there. I'm hoping that the shift lever for that clutch is not going to be in the way, so we'll find out here in just a minute on that. I've also been told too, you want to put it in second gear. So I have done that. So right here you can see that. That's the reversed shift fork. Just got to ease it up out of there. There we go. Okay, so there's the shifting forks. Just looking for wear on here that don't look too bad at all. All right, let's get this out of the way and then we'll check the rest of that. Okay, so here's a better view of it. Just want to look for just anything that's abnormal. Front shift collar. Really want to get all that nasty oil out. I'll grab a flashlight here where we can see a little better. Okay, so I got my flashlight out. And that looks nasty. So I need to get that drained out of there as well. There's been water in here for sure because I can see it kind of up on the, look on that tooth. Actually, any of those right there, you get close to it. I don't know if that's just condensation underneath that cover or what. All right, so I want to get that drained out. Kind of look at that lower shaft down in there best I can. I mean, I don't see anything that's looks to be too bad. You got your normal wear on this gear right here, which is what reverse shifts into, which is down there. So that reverse gear will slide forward, engaging this gear and the lower shaft. I think it's called the intermediate shaft that's laying right in underneath this one. And a lot of times those are, you know, you're moving a little bit or whatever, they get grinded on. So you can see that there. All right, well, I'm just going to flop down here to the bottom side. I'm going to go ahead and pull that drain plug back open. And then, if you remember a couple videos ago, I put that drill on the PTO shaft. I'm going to do the same thing here. Right here is your hand clutch. So I'll go ahead and pull my cover off. I've had it already opened once before, so I'll pull that cover off because I want to watch all that rotating. I'll be able to see that entire drivetrain because I've got my hydraulic pump opened up as well, so I'll be able to see the cam on that. I got my rear out housing open so I can look at the rear end as well. So the only thing I'll have to do in order to get the gears up here to move, I've got it in second gear, which I think will be all right. I just got to be real careful I don't get, of course that drill's not going to have enough torque. I'm worried about the drill having enough torque anyway to spin all that and the rear end and out to a wheel. The wheel I'm going to have to jack up and get it up off of the ground. With that limited slip, all I gotta do is just raise one and it'll transfer the power over to that side. It'll be spinning, so really shouldn't be that big of a deal. All right, so let's get set up to do that and we'll flop back over to the time lapse. Okay, so I wanted to jump in here real quick. As you saw, I've been fighting with that daggone plug to drain the tranny. I finally got that thing broke loose, but I had to pull the PTO shaft out of the way. But either way, I finally got it. Started draining that stuff. I got my funnel down there trying to capture everything that I can out of it. So I've done a few tests on this tranny just to see if everything's spinning good. I went ahead and put it in, I believe, first gear. That shift collar right there, I slid forward. And got my PTO or my hand clutch engaged. So disengaged, engaged. And one thing I wanted to point out too, a little bit different than some of the other 100 series, there's a nice hole, see it right above that reverse gear, and that's what allows us when we put oil in this filler to also fill the rear end. Let me go around the back side here and show you. So here's the rear end cavity, and you can see, if I can get a shot of it right there, you can see the top edge of that reverse gear. So you can also see the depth that this oil could be in here. I know it's going to filter through, you know, that bearing somewhat, but that's why you got the drain plug right here on the back side as well. Because in order to get all that oil out, you've got to have a drain here. So in the middle of this, when I was using my drill back here, spinning my drivetrain, sounds like the rear end's making a little bit of noise. I don't see anything that's busted. It may just be some bearings, because I haven't been in oil and are not in oil currently, obviously. So it may just be that. But either way, I'm going to have these axles out for brakes. So I will probably at that point go ahead and put new bearings in here. So anyway, I just wanted to give a quick update on that. I'll try to get some live video of this thing spinning. You can see the clutch and the gears and all that rotating, as well as the wheel, just like you've seen on the time lapse. So I'm going to try to do that with a video. So stand by while I get set up. Okay, so here is a live video of it spinning. I'm just going to turn my drill on here. Alright, so you can see it spinning there. I don't know if you could hear it or not, but the rear end is kind of making some noise, like I indicated earlier. Everything in there looks fine, it's just there's no oil. So, like I said, I'll go ahead and replace. I'll have to have the bearing carriers out anyway for seal replacement. So I might as well put 2 new bearings in there and make sure that it's done right. Like I said, I think I was in first. I'd have to look back to see how the shift collar, what it locks in there. I cannot remember, but either way, that's the transmission overview. Seeing the clutch, hand clutch, transmission, rear end, and our tire moving. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe, and leave a comment below.